Okay.
Good evening, race fans. And after a 2 week break, the Relentless Racing League Xfinity playoffs have started. Two races in round one. One's going to be tonight at Talladega. Next week, we are taking it to Vegas. And as always, I have got Mr. Tony Spicy Frey in here with me tonight. Tony, have you enjoyed the break? Are you ready for this tonight?
Oh yeah, man. It was nice to have a couple weeks off, but I'm looking forward to getting these playoffs started and see how this race plays out.
Well, we've got 16 drivers who are in. After that, it's dropping down, I believe, to what in round of 12 or second round, we will be down to what 8,
12.
12. My
Yep.
math sucks. Then we go down to 8, then 4. Then somebody's going to be winning.
Yep. We'll have the round of 16, 12, and 8 are two races each, and then we get down to the championship four for one final race, and whoever finishes the highest wins the championship.
Well, running through right now, if you are looking at this stream, you're going to see we've got Bobby Rafferty had a pretty dominant season, was season champion, but it all starts over here in the playoffs. And you've got Jacob Denson pretty close with Rafferty, one win less. You got Charlie Harcum, Zach Bucher, Alex Forjay, William Regan, Greg Rogers, Cody Briggs, Eric Warham, Colt Curry, John Neidick, Preston Hornbeck, Joe Robert, Gary Sack, Dakota Orndorff, and Jeff Medlin. Those last two are probably real grateful for making it into the playoffs.
Yeah, a couple of them just kind of snuck in after that last race. It was really close for those final two spots. So they're kind of right on the edge. They got some ground to make up here. We'll see how it plays out.
Well, we know Rafferty Deacon and Rafferty and Denson have been pretty close tonight. I mean, it's Talladega. Anybody can pull this off. But going into this, who's the underdog and who's the who you think's the one everybody thinks going to win it?
Well, I think the front runner right now is kind of between Jacob Denson, Bobby Rafferty, Charlie Harcum, a couple of those guys towards the back of the list. They're kind of like the underdogs right now just because they got to climb out of a hole in the next two races. So it should be interesting. See how desperate they get here.
Well, desperate times calls for desperate measures, and I believe Talladega is the place where you can pretty much try anything.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those tracks where it's about survival. Some of those front runners get taken out early. It's easy for some of those, people at the back of the round of 16 to gain some ground.
Well, let's see real quick before he starts qualifying. I know he's always got a lot to say. If I can track him down, we're gonna. He looks like he may be in the pit, so he may be going over some pit strategy. But we're gonna drag up Mr. Bobby Rafferty, the regular season champion, and kind of pick his mind on how he feels tonight. Bobby, Jeremy, and Tony up here in the booth, man. How you feeling at Dega tonight?
Not real good.
I,
During this
I've got to
little
stop
prac.
you there. Every time you say not good, you win a race. You can't start your sentence off with that.
Well, if I do that with what possibly could be a broken wrist right now, that'll be pretty impressive. Jim Mott accidentally came up the track, and I had my hand where it wasn't supposed to be in the wheel, and when the wheel snapped, it came around and knocked the ever living hell out of my wrist. So I'm in uh, I'm in a considerable amount of pain right now.
Well, broken wrist. That's not a way to start the race, but hey, at least it's not a broken foot. You can drive with one
Well,
hand. Makes it
Well,
worse.
and that's it, you know, and I just got to giggle at certain people that like to make comments, but I just get to point and laugh if I beat them with one hand. So, but we'll see what happens. I got a few guys we'll be working with tonight. It's Talladega, it's a survival race. I don't even think I'm going to be racing for stage points tonight. I'm going to be racing to get to the end.
Tony, you got anything for him before we send him back down there, and hopefully he can get that wrist bandaged up?
Well, hopefully you can survive the race, and I mean I kind of like your strategy. You got a pretty good points advantage right now, so kind of survive and hopefully be there at the end, man. So good luck tonight.
That's it. Let me just ask you guys a quick question. Are you guys seeing my paint show up with the banner on it? Because on my end, trading paints is not working whatsoever, and I got a stock paint on.
I am
Uh, yeah,
seeing,
yeah, it's good.
yeah, Bobby Rafferty, yeah, black
You guys
ski.
have Design the Void paint? Alright, as long
Yep.
as it's showing up for Design the Void, myself and Zach are both sporting their colors tonight. It's all that matters to me. I appreciate it, guys.
All
Yeah,
right.
man.
Well, good luck tonight, Bobby, with that wrist, man. Hopefully, we'll talk to you after the end of it.
Thank you, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Had to look to make sure I sent him right back down to the right chat. But man, I'm gonna tell you what, I've been Brandon Hughes to win this race. You know what? Anything is possible, and that would keep somebody from automatically advancing. We've got 25 drivers out there, 16 are playoff eligible, 12 is going to the next round. So I mean, you never know.
Yeah, and we got a few drivers that weren't able to make it tonight that are in the playoffs, so that's a opportunity for some of these guys to kind of work their way up the rankings.
Well, we've talked about Rafferty, him being one to watch. We know Hendricks, he's obviously one to watch. I don't know why I didn't think of his name earlier.
That's because he's not running in Xfinity; he's just in the session.
All right, that's what threw me off. But Denson and Curry, but then you got ones like Preston Hornbeck. I mean, this kid has, and I say kid, I believe it's his second year, maybe his rookie year with Relentless, and he's into the playoffs.
Yeah, he's been around a couple seasons now. I believe he was in Trucks and Arca last season. Him and his dad. Uh, but yeah, we have looks like at least two playoff drivers that were not able to make the race tonight. So that's definitely a opportunity there.
Well, I know 14 other ones appreciated it. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let's see real quick if we can find the ones who took the drop week for tonight. I
But there's
believe it's
three.
going to be Charging Charlie and Chad Wiggins.
Uh, Chad's
And
not in the playoffs, but Dakota Orndorff and Greg Rogers are.
I think Dakota made it. He was showing up.
Um,
Or did I miss?
uh,
I
yeah,
may
I'm
have
not
missed.
seeing
Yeah,
him.
I'm not seeing him now. It may have just been Maybe in the playoff that I was seeing them on. It's been a long week. 2 weeks off, Tony. Coming back, I'm a little rusty myself.
Oh yeah.
What we're watching right now is Preston's wrapping up that first lap and see whereabouts he's going to be setting that on the pole. Now, our SDK ticker at the top is not acting right with us. It's not showing us the intervals, so we're going to stick mainly with the tower majority of the race. It still ain't fixed, so I don't know. SDK having some hiccups. It's still on vacation too, Tony.
Yeah, that will happen.
There's one of your playoff drivers in that Jabbit PC 12, Cody Riggs. You know, he's fought for it too. He had a strain of bad luck going, but you know, consistency. He was able to squeak in.
Yeah, he's had kind of an up and down season, but like you said, consistency. He just kept grinding and made every race and made the best out of every opportunity he had to get himself in this playoff position.
Our lone Canadian tonight, Mr. Alex. Alex has had a pretty decent season, up and down, kind of consistent. So, I mean, this Talladega, I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to put that Canadian Toyota up front. I guess we can say it's Canadian Toyota.
Ooh, Gary Sack to the top of the chart.
I don't know if he's out there yet. He's in airplane mode, but we got Greg Rogers wanting to make sure he can see the stream tonight. So he's about working on getting in that Mile High Club, I'm sure, right about now. Jordan Miles. What do you tell about him, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the ones that kind of fell out of the playoffs in the last race. I think he missed it by a few points. It was really close, but man, it's Talladega, you know, survived till the end. So it anybody could come home with the win tonight.
Well, Rafferty and his one-arm drive, and I wonder if we asked him to show us how big the fish was he caught, if he can do it. But right now he's in fourth, so he can hold up fourth with one hand, so that's always good with Rafferty. I'm not seeing too many qualifying. Looks like we only got 11 that's putting laps in, 12 if you count Alex.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have some varying strategies here. I'm sure some of them playoff guys are gonna just not qualify because they want to ride around at the back, survive till the end. Some of these guys want to lead every lap. So, well, Gary Sack got the pole.
Well, all right, we're going to take a quick shout out to Martin Sports and Simlash Cams and Whiplash Cams. Yeah. When we come back, I'm pretty sure we're going to be some green flag racing. chat's starting to get active, Tony. We got Thomas Stanley out there saying Gary gonna win the race. Scoots, Gary for the pole. Tinzalax, Gary better win.
A lot of Gary fans out there.
Gary is the popular driver. I wonder if they know something we don't.
Maybe. I mean, I've raced with Gary at super speedways. Been wrecked a time or two for the win from him, but Gary's
Well,
pretty good at super speedway racing.
well, he does have that Detroit Tigers on there, so we know how that's a letdown. But hey, maybe he'll turn it around. Maybe he'll change Detroit luck tonight. I just don't know. You're a Detroit fan driving a Toyota.
Yeah, that just seems un-American.
That's on borderline terrorism, I believe. Not for sure. We may have to look into that.
You would think he'd be driving a Ford.
I know it. American muscle. Well, it looks like we're going to have Gary up front. Alex is going to be moving up to the outside. We got John and Cody. Bobby and Preston. Let's get a different move. That one is moving too much on me. I do not like it. William, playoff driver. Jordan Miles. Jacob Denson. He's going to be the one to watch, I believe. He's starting mid-pack. Pete Van Sprindle. Jeff Medlin got in on a living on a prayer. Gary wins having to do karaoke. Man, Gary's got him a fan crew out here.
Oh, I've heard about Gary's karaoke sessions. I don't know if we want to hear all that.
Is it along the line of the Gary rule?
I didn't witness it firsthand, but let's just say there was some adult beverages involved, and Gary had a little karaoke session, and apparently it was quite entertaining.
50 laps. Xfinity Relentless Racing League. Round 1, race 1. Green flag's going to drop, Tony. I hope you have got some drawers on because I have a feeling it's going to get pretty spicy tonight and a whole lot of pucker moments.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to get spicy. You got guys in here that, have nothing to gain, so they're just going for it. You're going to have guys that are being a little conservative, different strategy, so it's going to be interesting. Let's just say that.
There we go. Green flag is out. Playoffs have started.
Big gap in both lines there. Second car back on the inside, third car back on the outside. Gap on the inside's closing, so that's going to propel that inside lane forward, I believe.
I think Alex may have...
Somebody bailed.
Oh, and that looks like it's going to be
3
Rafferty.
wide already. 3 wide. That's Joe Roberts putting it 3 wide on lap 1.
Rafferty got smart. He said, you know what? I see what's happening. I'm getting the hell out of here. And then you can also see the playoff drivers. They are going to have a bright green, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be on their banner and their spoiler. John, amongst all that mix-up, he swapped up to the top side in front of Alex, and that top line is starting to form, and it's going to start making a move.
Yeah, they're definitely bunched up tighter, which should give them the momentum. You can see that inside line's kind of broken up a little bit more. And I think you're going to see it mainly. Oh, Alex might look to put it 3 wide here.
There we go. He's got Joe in tow.
I don't know how that's going to work out.
4 wide, 4
Joe's
wide.
going 4 wide. And they make it work. I think Alex bailed. I think he lifted.
And you know what? There is no shame in lifting right there. None whatsoever.
2 laps in, 4 wide. Yeah, definitely not really worth it.
See, Rafferty's dropped back nearly towards the very back. And this may just be, we heard him before the race. He's just out there riding.
Yeah, and I imagine that his teammates probably back there too, Zach.
Yeah,
They're probably together there.
Yep, he found him. And you know what? One thing about Zach, he has improved so much, and by him and Bobby working together, and it just shows what kind of mentor Rafferty can be.
Oh, absolutely. Joe Robert going 3 wide again.
Joe is taking it high, and you know, Tony, he's up there all by himself.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
John just got turned. Was that
Riggs got
Cody?
in. Yeah, Riggs got into John just a little bit. I think he gave him too much of a push. He's going to
I
drop
think
out the first caution.
I think he got clipped in that left rear. And I think that spun him around.
See if we can get us a good, decent view here. Take that back. See if we can see what happened. Jump up there with Cody Riggs. I'm not going to say what happened until I can get a good view and watch it. So, I don't know if we'll be able to see anything from that point of view. And it looks like he gave him a push. A little bit off centered. Shot him down into Preston Hornbeck. Hornbeck's able to hold it, but you know what? At 44, John, he's in spin cycle. Eric barely makes it by. So many in that. I wonder, let's see if we can ride with somebody towards the back. Bucher showed him one off track, so we're gonna ride with
Yeah,
Bucher and
that may have been wreck avoidance.
yeah. See if we can
Oh yeah, I see what happened there.
get that good view. And you know what? It's a whole lot better to eat some grass than eat some wall.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can see them. They got a perfect view up there. 3 wide, and he sees it start right there. And you ask me, Zach's got a pretty good seat what's going on. He knows his teammates right there behind him too, so he knows Bobby's already dropping it down. Car sliding back up the track. Nidek trying to hold on to it. And you can see that wreck avoidance that you was talking about right there as Cody went ahead and started heading down to the grass to avoid him.
Yep, just saving the car.
Mow the lawn, save the car, fight another lap. I'm gonna tell you what. I tell you somebody who's not too thrilled about that, and that's gonna be John Nidek. He got some pretty rough damage, and it looks like Riggs got him some damage on it too. And they are by side in the pit stall, so they may be having some words out right now. Jordan Miles snuck it in. Colt Curry up 19. Playoff driver. He'd love to get him a win right here.
Oh, absolutely. That would definitely, you know, you win, you advance. That's kind of the way it works as long as you know, compete in all the races. So it's pretty much a lock. As long as you know, win, you're going to advance to the next round. So I think a lot of these guys will be pushing for that win. Um, like I said, Colt up that many spots. He's obviously pushing pretty hard.
Be interesting to see how Preston's going to be able to recover from that. He didn't take too hard of a lick, but it still was a little bit on the passenger side quarter panel. So hopefully it won't affect him too much. He was having a great race right there.
Yeah, I saw Cody Riggs. His right front fender was pretty damaged, and his right rear bumper. So that's going to be a tough one to come back from. But and then John Nidek, I didn't get a chance to look at his car. Yeah, his front end is tore up pretty bad. Back end isn't looking much better.
No, I think the Storm Spotters was kind of asleep on that one.
Well, we're going to rack them up and do it again.
5 laps, green flag racing. Wonder if we can extend it and make it longer. Jordan Miles outside, somewhere we don't see him too much on restarts. How do you think he's going to handle that, having Sack on the inside the way Sack had that launch?
Oh, I think he'll be just fine. Honestly, I think being on the high side in the front's probably a little safer. You can side draft better. Um, as long as you got people behind you that are sticking with you and not falling back.
And I missed him when he came in that first time. Chatter, Super Saiyans. Appreciate you dropping by. I don't know if you're still out there. Sorry we missed you. You came in when some mayhem was going on. Those spicy moments, Tony, you never could take away from them.
Right? Well, we'll see if it gets even spicier. That inside lane got a really good jump there. Outside lane was kind of lagging back a little bit.
Yeah, looks like Jordan and Eric are the only ones staying up to the high now. I'd be doggone if I'm not seeing it. Joe's putting it 3 wide again on the outside.
He sure is.
Oh, a little bit
Somebody
of
bailed.
shake and bake there. It looks like 2 almost got into Mott and dropped it down low. And Jermaine's going to lose the draft on that. And Jordan Miles, he's hung out to dry. Only thing keeping him in the race right now is if he can hold that side draft right there off Colt Curry.
Look at Pete Van Sprundle. He just passed like 2 cars on the high side all by himself. Then he ducks down to the low side.
We got that momentum going.
And he's back out to the high side again. He's going to try and pass Brandon Hughes here.
He's looking like he's starting to get the draft off of Jordan Miles. He may be pushing Miles up there to the front.
I think it's probably going to take a little bit. No, he's got help, though, because that's Joe Robert coming in behind him. 3 of them might be enough if they can work that side draft. Joe says, nope, I'm going 3 wide again. Did talk to Joe before the race, and he said he was going for stage wins. It's like that outside lane's getting a little closer to that front. Side by side with the leader right now.
They're trying to edge him out. Oh, they're getting
Side
close.
drafting. Major side draft. Seems like all the action right now is in those top 6 cars. Everybody else is just kind of single filed out.
You cannot beat that view right there off that right rear suspension coming off of Gary Sack. That is showing how that line is moving.
A little wiggly up there on the high side.
Jordan Miles gets him a lap lead under his belt.
Hey, that's an extra bonus point. Well, I mean, he's not in the playoffs, but it would be an extra bonus point.
Joe's looking to put it 3 wide again. He thought twice on that one. He's tucking it back down. If that high side can form, it's like Henry said out there, you can get 2 to 3 running better on the high side than you can 4 to 6. and I'm not seeing Joe's method here.
I think he's running that Dale Jr. method. Take every run you get.
Look who has snuck back up there after that turn of events for him.
Yep. Preston Hornbeck.
Preston is right there amongst it. And this bump draft they have got going. Top line's going to have to simmer down a little bit. We're going to have some major issues here in a minute. Here we go again. 3 wide going into turn 1.
Joe's working that side draft on Pete Van Sprundle there, trying to get to the front. Looks like it might work. We'll see where they come out after they come off this corner.
Going to have Preston to hang with them. Pete is stuck in the middle. 3 wide. Oh, contact. There we go.
Oh, Joe hard into the wall.
Both. Oh, no caution. Car demolished. Not 100% sure who was on who on that one.
I was just about to go back and look at see what happened there.
And they out there saying normal Joe doing normal stuff. I'm going to say them two are pretty much done for on this race. See if we can get a jump back and see what happened.
It almost looks like the 80 came up.
Get a decent view here.
It's really hard to tell. Looks like it started off as net code. It sure did. Watch the right front tire of the 80 car like bounce off the ground before it even made contact. Pretty confident to say that started off as net code and led into them two getting together. Probably would have happened anyways, but hard to say.
Preston somehow managed to get lucky. Joe took a lick into that. Pete took into it backwards.
I think that'll pretty much be Joe's race there. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the
he's down on
caution
power.
coming out. You know, Gary Sachs found his way to stay up in the lead. Colt Curry up 21 points, man. He has got that eye of the tiger.
Yeah, Gary gets a stage win here.
Joe saved it from going a lap down.
Yeah, I don't think it's really going to matter so much. Looking at the front end of his car, he's looking pretty rough right now.
Yeah, I don't think we got the funds for a new car out there. I think we only brought one tonight. So.
Yeah, with that front end being gone, I'm sure he's got low on RPMs. He's not going to be able to maintain race speed here. He's going to fall back pretty quick.
While we're under caution, let's give a quick little shout out for Martin Sports and Whiplash Sim Cams again. Well, leaders are pitting.
Yeah, I can't imagine they're going to take tires here. I assume it'll be a fuel and go type deal. Tires aren't really a big deal at Talladega, so I can't imagine them wasting time putting tires on. Some people are probably going to fix some damage. Gary Sack comes out of the pits in first. Preston Hornbeck follows him out.
Mike Hornbeck, right out there, stayed out. Now he's going to have his son starting behind him. Him on the inside being the control car, that could be a strategy move right there.
Yeah, that would definitely be an advantage. I'm sure they can talk to each other in Discord, so definitely would not be a bad deal. I'm kind of curious how many laps these guys have for a fuel run, because I mean we did 15, call it 12 with caution laps. I'm thinking maybe they're going to try and do it a one-stop race.
It looks going to be close. It's going to be close trying to be a one-stop race.
I mean, that's the only logic I have with not pitting there is that you're going to try and one-stop it. Hope for some caution laps. Other than that, I mean, you almost got to pit there for fuel. Otherwise, you know, there's two cars on the same strategy. You're going to fall real quick to the pack as they catch you after you go into pit.
Well, like Hornbeck's going to do that. He just stayed out there to get him a lap lead. Still fighting for points. Man, are those lights on that pace car still on, Tony? Can you see that?
I believe they are. They have not gone single file yet.
Alright, let's see if we can.
No, they are off.
See if we can find him. I do not see him in there. I was gonna yank Medlin up for a minute. There he is. Coming off
That's that was
Oh,
just wave around cars. It looks like a couple of them must have been a lap down. So that's gonna give Gary Sack the lead again. He'll control this restart.
Sack and Medlin. Both on the inside, along with Brady Price. So you've got a full Mania Motorsports up there in 1, 2, and 1, 3, and 4. Preston Hornbeck. He's not really he's in no man's land on this restart, Tony.
I think he'll be all right. I don't think we're gonna see too much team strategy here too early.
As of right now, Gary has led the most laps. His fan crew is starting to diminish away in chat. I'm not seeing him out there rooting them on, so I know how we can really get him started if we say something about Gary and a caution. Pace car is in.
Rack him up again. Seeing a big gap in that top line. Oh, Gary got too much of a restart.
Yeah, Preston almost, if he could have played his cards right, he
Oh, Brady just abandoned Preston.
yeah, that was
Yeah, that was that team strategy you were talking about there.
yeah, them three right there have locked up. I expect them to stay bumper to bumper to bumper here pretty soon. Preston's just going to have to hope he can get him some luck from Jordan Miles and that outside line starting to form.
The 79 and the 2 were just kind of falling back here. That's why they went wide, trying to stay out of the mayhem. So far, that 44 car with all that damage, John Nidix, he's able to stay with the pack.
Yeah, if he can keep his nose up under somebody's bumper, he could be all right. Cody Riggs snucking into P4. Snucking. Is snucking a word, actually?
I don't know.
Well, we're going to make it a word tonight. He's snucking up on front.
Outside line's coming back now. Those 3 cars out there are gaining some momentum, even with the leader at the moment.
And Cole Curry's kind of he's kind of dropped out of it back there. You know, he's actually sitting in a pretty good spot for John as, you know, John can keep that nose underneath Pete's car and he may just move on up towards the front.
He might. If they can push Preston out to a far enough lead where he can clear that leader, he may jump down to the bottom line here.
Now, I'm going to say right now, if I'm John, I'd be a little iffy having Riggs behind me again push.
Yeah, I'm sure that's on his mind.
He's probably seeing the jab it part right now in his rear view. And again, it may be one of those where Riggs is, you know, feeling bad for the whole ordeal and trying to help him get up there as much as he can.
Might be.
But at the end of the day, Tony, there is no honor among thieves, and I think somebody's going to be stealing this win tonight.
Yeah, I'm getting a little nervous watching this 99 car. He keeps clipping the apron. And that is not going to end well if he continues to do that.
And of course, he is just trying to stay right there with his teammate and keep them the momentum for Gary. Hornbeck is not going down without a fight.
No, he's just trying to maintain and losing a little bit in the entry in the middle of the corner and then gains it back on exit.
Especially with Pete being up there, him being caught up in that incident too.
Yeah, he's got some damage on that back end, a little bit on the front end too. So I don't know how much help the 2 cars behind Preston are going to be with that damage, but they're able to maintain.
And if you think about it, actually the 3 of the 4 up top was all involved in a wreck. So
yeah, I think Preston had a little bit too, didn't he? He got caught up a little bit in that one.
And Price's got to get it under control. He's probably making Gary nervous.
He's making me nervous clipping that apron. That's what happens when you clip the apron. Start washing up the track.
We'll just see how rough he's doing. We're going to look up the back of Gary's car. I think he hurt us. He got a little bit better on holding it.
Yeah. It's also backed off of Gary's bumper a little bit. Might just be a visual thing.
I'm going to tell you what, give Preston some fight. That kid is not going down without a battle. And as bad as I hate to say it, I know he's got 3 good drivers up there pushing him on that high side, but if that gap opens up, I hate to say it, best thing he can do is drop down in it or pull ahead and get in front of Gary.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think he's pushing for is to get out in front of Gary and then go low, because I don't think he's getting much help. Those cars behind him with that damage, I can't imagine that that's really benefiting him all that much.
I mean, Gary, Brady, and Menlin all on the same team, and they're working it together. You see Price, he almost washed up a little bit into Preston.
Yeah, he's still... Oh, we got a blinker back
Got
there.
a blinker. Think it might be Eric, not for sure. There it goes.
That was a close one.
There's your pucker moment.
I'll tell you what, though, for those 4 cars on the outside, just hanging there, not falling back, not really gaining, just maintaining. Pretty impressive with 3 damaged cars behind him.
Yeah, he's showing out right now. John Neidick has worked his way amongst the mix. He is still up there. Him, Riggs, Pete, trying to make that high side work for Preston to get Preston up there. And Preston, I know you can't hear me, but get in front of Gary.
Yeah, Pete was able to close the gap, and I think that kind of propelled Preston forward.
I'm gonna tell you what, this battle right now for the top 2, 4, 6, 8 spots is.
Yeah, it's not going away at all.
No, it's not.
But they got, now it might. They got 5 cars on the outside to 3 on the inside, so this may propel them forward quite a bit. I don't see a whole lot of heavy side drafting. I think if Preston was to side draft right now, he probably would be out front. But he's got the momentum right now. And 99 is really making me nervous. He's keeps dipping that bumper to the inside of the 89.
They was doing it good when they had a 5 car up there, but
Yeah, I think the outside lane got a little nervous with that lap car being on the low line. So they may have checked up just a little bit.
these guys, you think the lights are on and are scattering. They are not holding those lines. Oh, you see the 9, he got a back end of Medley, got a little squirrely right there.
Ooh.
Ooh, Riggs and Preston.
Yeah, Riggs washed up pretty. Looked like it was pretty close to the 49. 13 of Eric Warman is having some connection issues. He's blinking pretty bad. It's like it may have smoothed out for the moment.
And Pete's giving it all. He's giving Preston all he can take. I mean, he's kept that car right there.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that checkup with that lap car kind of hurt that outside lane, and they're just trying to fight to get back. They're gaining on it, that's for sure.
So they got to run if they can get a couple more up there. It's going to take a good 5 to beat that, especially with 3 of them up top being damaged. They're not getting that full feed as that inside line is.
It was 44 went really wide there. That's going to hurt the momentum.
Brady Price is all over. Yeah, get his crew chief going to have to get in his ear here in a minute. Pretty sure that was loud to everybody's ears. That was a notification that we are down to 20 to go.
Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing some pit stops in the near future. I don't think they can go the distance.
I'm gonna say it right now, Tony, and it may upset chat when I say it. I hope Preston gets it. I hope he beats out Gary Sack, Brady, and Jeff Medlin.
Oh, you're going to have the chat going crazy now.
I want him. I want him up there. I think if anybody deserves it, it's him.
He's definitely gaining on him right now. They were able to. He was about 2 cars behind the leader after all that played out, and he's definitely gaining back on it.
You've got Jordan Miles, he's moved his way up to the high side, and you can see him right there. He's using that side draft. He's slowing that inside line down. He's staying right beside Brady. I don't know if there's really where I want to be is beside Brady, trying to get a side draft.
Coming up on the lap car again is Joe Robert. We'll see what he does if he takes. Yeah, it looks like he's going to take it down to the apron, get out of the way. Brady on that apron again.
Ooh. Brady, calm it down. There's still 19 to go.
Oh, Pete's making a move on Preston. I don't know how well that's going to work. Pete's got some front end damage. I think he needs to be behind somebody.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I think he just realized that and he tucked back in. But that kind of. Oh, Brady on the apron again.
Brady.
That's big checkup. That's going to put Cody Riggs out front in that second lane.
These guys here are making me nervous, Tony.
It's getting down to the end here. We're going to start seeing something.
Oh, Riggs.
Cody Riggs.
Check up. There goes.
He may have got a bad bump there, and I can't say for sure, but that's kind of what it looked like to me. Is he got a bad bump and kind of washed up the track. That really broke up that outside lane though.
And Preston is in no man's land, top of the line, 3 wide with, well, he's got Pete coming in behind him.
He's got Pete, and Eric Warman's behind him. He's been having some connection issues, but it looks like it's smoothed out, so he may get back into the race and start actually pushing. Cody's able to kind of maintain there. That kind of just really killed that outside lane completely.
Yeah, and Preston was the one that suffered on that one.
Oh, there goes Cody and Preston.
Oh my gosh, you have got to be kidding.
That'll bring out the caution.
Preston Hornbeck, no! I feel you, Kev, I feel you. See if we can back it out just a little bit and see what happened here.
I kind of feel like the 12 was a little indecisive on where he wanted to go. He's kind of running in between the 2 lanes. Yep, that's exactly what it looks like to me.
Well, I think he may have got a little bit into the back of Colt Curry.
I think there was a little more gap than what it looked like from that angle.
Tony, they're going to send me out to the chopping block now. I'm done for. See if we can find that right here. This is what I'm wanting to see. If he got into him and caused that shift up.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he just kind of
Oh,
he was kind of in between the bottom lane and the top lane, kind of running both.
Preston could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, I think the track position's going to hurt the worst here.
He's fighting it, keeping it off that wall. I know it. Oh, the others. They're sending me to the chopping block out there. Chat is Chat is not happy with me now. 15 to go.
Old John Fassbender says it's the commentary jinx.
I know it. Josh, you are right there. Anxiety is through the roof watching Brady. We're just going to blame that one on Brady. He wasn't around it, but he made somebody nervous and it washed on back towards the back.
Well, we're going to have a little shootout here to the end. I think it's going to get real interesting.
But my anxiety has been going wild for the past since about lap 25. See how long Preston's going to be in the pits. He may even get that damage fixed.
Yeah, I think mainly it's just going to be that right front fender that's going to affect him. I don't think the side damage is really a big deal. I think it's just going to be that right front.
He's getting every bit of it fixed if he can.
Yeah, take as much time as you can to stay in the lead lap. I mean, it's already going to be at the back of the pack, so.
You're 3 of your 5. Are Omnia Motorsports, and Jim Mott is sitting in 4th.
Sitting in fourth, just keeping his nose clean.
He's got that spree car up there in the front. And Brandon No Money Hughes, he's been quiet this race. That car is clean. When I think of Brandon No Money Hughes, you know what it reminds me of? You remember that movie with Redmond? How High? They got
Oh,
that
yeah.
friend. He never talks
I
until
need
the
money.
end. He's got that grills. I need money.
Yep.
Well, actually, Kevin, one of them was for stage. So 2 cautions is all we've had.
Yeah, 2 for cause.
Thomas, you've changed it about 3 times. You said Brandon and you said Gary. He got that menopause, midlife crisis going on. I'll give a shout out real quick to Medlin, that Operation Motorsports. They do a lot with the vets, so a major shout out right there. Chat saying now that Brady's going to sack the sack.
Oh. Marshall.
Marshall, who you want to ride with?
I'm betting it's Gary Sack.
Everybody been wanting to ride with Gary.
Oh,
Jordan
wants to go with
Miles.
Jordan Miles.
See how Jordan's going to do on this restart. Jordan's actually sitting pretty decent. The only thing
Yeah,
I don't like is being on that high side. I'm scared of the high side at super speedways.
yeah, I think, I don't know, third car back in the high side, probably not terrible. I don't know what's going on back here, but there's a big checkup. They're stacking up in that high lane. Something happened to Jordan.
It wasn't me. I didn't say it, Marshall. It's on Marshall. Did he run out of gas? Surely he
I
didn't
don't
run out of
know.
gas.
I'm not sure what happened there, but all of them were stacked up in that high line. He's rolling around the apron right now. I think Marshall jinxed him.
He's trying. I'm willing to say he just ran out of fuel.
He just came out of pits, so.
Marshall took the heat off of me. Thank you. And Jordan is doing. Get out and push it.
He,
Get down there and push him, Marshall. Your fault. If I'm not mistaken, Tony, I think we got Angel Hernandez out there in the chat.
Yep. No, it sounds like he didn't have it fired up or something. I don't know. Listen to the in-game chat.
It's I. Hit I. Get back going. And Jordan's back. If he can get
Yeah, he
around it
got
in
it fired
time,
up.
we can get it back around in time. He can get back up there and get his spot. It's all up for. Yeah, really throw him to the wolves. If I'm not mistaken, now Jordan Miles is going to be setting back up in 11th.
He may not catch this pack before they go green, though. He might be sitting all by himself back there. Oh, he might catch him. He's coming.
He's going to have to take an EOL. We're going to have a lot of black flags to sort through. Well, there you go, Marshall. Since he's back in it, we'll jump back with him.
Bobby Rafferty going 3 wide.
Rafferty's 3 wide. I'm going to pretty
Under
much
2
say,
wide.
oh, I
Back
see
to
something
3
going
wide.
up front.
It's just kind of, I don't know, they kind of just left Brady hanging there.
There it is. Oh,
Ooh,
Jim
that was
Mott's
close.
returning that favor.
Ten to go. It's gonna get spicy.
Oh yeah, you got Mott who's up there in the mix, but that high side of Rafferty leading it's coming into play right now.
Brady Price stuck in the middle.
And I don't know if that's somewhere I'd want him.
Reckon, Pete Van Sprundle, Jacob Denson. I didn't see who that third car was. That happened towards the back of the pack.
Way back there. I kind of forgot there was racing going on back there.
Definitely some racing going on.
See if we can jump back there and see what happened with it all.
I know the 80 was involved. Oh, he tried to go on the outside. Looks like they just came together. No, the third car was just wreck avoidance. I think that was all between the 80 and the 79.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure how to call that one there. Looks like Pete went up to the outside, and Jacob may have went to block it, but might have just misjudged it on that one.
I think Jacob was following that car in front of him because he started coming up, and Jacob just kind of followed suit, and the 80 was there.
You talked about a shootout, Tony. You really fixing to see one now.
Gonna have what 6 or 7 laps to go. It's definitely gonna get interesting. Definitely gonna have some spicy moments here. Oh, got a ride along. Brandon Hughes.
All right, Stan. Who was it? Brandon. Brandon is snuck into P3. Scoots out there. Match of evil. Match of evil. All right, this moment is brought to you by our unofficial official licensing partner, Sundrop, where we're about to drop it like it's hot with 7 to go when it goes green flag.
Man, you gotta wonder how many of these green-white checkers we're gonna use up.
You know what? I'm going to be optimistic on it, Tony. I'm going to say none.
I don't know. I mean, we paid for them all. We might as well use them all.
That's true.
So this is kind of new. Gary's got somebody other than a teammate starting behind him.
Yeah, he's got a whole different setup. I mean, he's got Menlin up there with him, but you've got Rafferty, No Money Hughes, and Jim Mott. Alex is snuck in it, and Colt Curry, he's still hanging in there.
Yeah, I think it's definitely about to get spicy. Oh. Gary's choosing the top line. He wants Bobby Rafferty behind him instead of Brandon Hughes.
And, you know, you can't really argue with that choice. All right, Chad's out there pretty determined that Brandon's going to wreck it to win it. Greg Rogers, if you're out there listening, that is a nice picture I'm seeing over Nashville.
I think this is a teammate thing here. I think with the restart zone, Gary's got to deal with the 9. And Gary's going to launch a little early and then get down to that bottom lane. That's what I see happening.
Either that or Medlin may stutter step it and let him get down in front of it. But I'm gonna be honest, if I'm Medlin, if I get into playoffs by points, I don't know, man. I didn't come this far to be put out.
Yeah, I think it becomes are you going to be nice to a teammate or are you going to go for that W to advance?
I mean, it's like I've always said at any super speedway, all fair, love, and war till that turn 4 tri-oval, then it's every man for himself.
definitely going to get spicy here. And just
Teammate.
judging by the way the 9's lagging back here, I got a feeling that's what's going to happen. 89's going to launch and duck low, get in front of the 9 here.
You got Alex right there behind Bobby, one of his sponsor-wise teammates. So you never know what may be going on. And Alex
That
is
9 is
down
lagging
there.
back a lot.
Alex is down there with Zach and Bobby. So
And just like that, we're getting it going green.
yeah,
89 goes low.
Oh, Zach and Madeline got too much of a jump.
10 and then the 14 get into it. No
Jim
caution
Mott,
yet.
they held it. Held it. Cars are going. Still green. Alex and Rafferty, they making that high side work. Here comes Colt Curry.
They got a lot of cars up there, too. They got 5 of them up there.
Mike Hornbix came into the pit. Jordan Miles is right back up there with it, too, on the high side. What is it? 5 for 5, top and bottom.
Bobby Rafferty's going to lead that one.
He's trying to bring Alex with him.
Colt is all over that 19's bumper.
Oh, there it goes!
Big wreck.
Rogers involved. Rafferty involved. Alex
the
involved.
99 flying through the air.
Brady Pierce has checked out.
But you know who made it through that? The 2 of Jeremy Gibbs.
Holy
0 damage, drove right through it.
Folks, that took out every one of your front runners.
That's going to change it up a little bit.
I have got to give a moment of silence. We are going to go back with this, and we are going to, Brady Price jumped to pits. You jumped more to pits, son. You jumped a lot. Let's see if we can ride with Pierce on this one. I don't know if it's going to let me go back. He may already bailed out.
That was the big one.
That was it.
I got to go back and ride along with this 2 car.
That was the one, Tony. That is what everybody has been waiting for. It's Talladega is like a hockey match. You come to see the fights, you come to see the wrecks. Brady Pierce, he just got his free ticket to Mars.
Looked like the 45 and the 19. 19 was on his roof. The 2 drove through it with no damage at all.
You can see almost Curry gave a pretty good push. He gets that inside line going. And honestly, I don't see Brady being involved in it.
He was an innocent bystander there. You kind of see the 45 just kind of hook him a little bit and send him to the inside. Took out the 89, took out the 9, 77. Oh, who else got involved? 84.
No money
11,
Hughes, Jordan Miles.
7, the 99. Yeah, he went to see Jesus.
We are going to, since he's giving us a good view, everybody, hold your breath. Let's see if we can get to this real quick. You are getting first hand of riding with Brady Price. Wow.
I think he did a
Tony.
corkscrew there.
That shifted it up.
Oh yeah, that changes everything now.
I, let's see, Gary's real time. Lots are still on. All right, lots are still on. We're going to jump back with Gary to see if we can get this real quick before we go green. Gary's right there. Let's see if we get real time. See if we can roll with let's roll with the cockpit view here. Because it did happen quick.
It did. A lot of action at once. Barrel roll. Man, it feels like I'm watching Star Fox. Remember that old game on Nintendo 64?
Oh yeah. What about F1 or what was it? F10?
Yep.
Zach knew it right there. Nothing he could do.
Star Fox 64 telling Brady to do a barrel roll.
And you know, if we do real time, it would be over before it even started. But all to the side, Gary did land on all four. Props for the landing.
Yeah, he definitely stuck the landing there.
Greg
Well,
out there saying Brady almost hit my plane. Man, if y'all are not part of this Relentless Racing League, let me tell you what, the Discord shows up through chat. Hit them up. Find you a series. It's a progressive series. You start out truck or arc and work your way up to Xfinity to the Cup. But man, I'm gonna tell you what, this Xfinity group is something else.
Man, I don't know. I don't even know what to think right now. We're going into one of 3 green, white checkers. Our leader doesn't have a hood. And he's got control to restart.
I mean, the only car I'm seeing that I know does not have damage is Gibbs and Warman.
Gibbs got a little bit in the back, but I don't think it's going to hurt him too bad. I think all of them have a little bit of damage. I don't think there's any in the field right now that are still running that don't have some sort of damage.
And Tony, what's really making this interesting? We was not into the green-white checker yet.
Nope.
It looks like a demolition derby out there. John Neidick looking for the front of his car. It's somewhere scattered across Oklahoma.
This restart is going to be interesting. There's cars out there without hoods. They're not going to carry the speed. Everybody wants a Gary interview here in our chat.
You know what? We may have to give him that. I mean,
Yeah, I think I'd like to hear what he has to say after that whole deal.
maybe we can find some Star Wars tunes or something. There's that restart. There's Jordan's going so fast that hood is flying off. Survival mode, and Rafferty talked about it. Oh gosh, there
Warman
it
got up
is.
on the right rear of that 7 car.
He cannot go that fast. Look who's back in the mix. Jacob Denson's back.
Yeah, that inside lane is kind of dead though. That 7 car just did not have any speed. John Neidick to the front here. Got Cody Riggs behind him.
2 to go.
3 wide. I can't tell who that is. Okay, they brought it back to 2 wide. In line, John Neidick. Oh, somebody's Eric Warman, Pete Van Sprundle. Somebody's up in the air. There's a caution.
Cannot find the cars quick enough. Zach Bucher involved again.
I think Zach was that car on the high line.
Oh my goodness. Tony, I've got to know, was we inside the green white checker window?
Oh, we're going for green white checkered number 2.
It's like Eric pushed it 3 wide, may have got into a little net code of 60, and that just kind of started, or the 80.
Yeah, seems like the net code's kind of been pretty persistent tonight. Just a little bit. I'd say more prediction code than net code, just how slight it is.
Well, he just designed the void, and I think he just found the void. He got up there trying to find Gary and Brady.
I mean, there's definitely a void. I mean, his hood's missing, his trunk's missing. Definitely a couple voids on that car. Well, we'll rack them up and do it again.
Why nobody told me the Discord was invalid? Y'all gotta tell me these things.
I got you. Hold up.
I just threw a new one out there. Greg, you better land that plane because you've got a few gunning for you. John
Nope.
Neidick,
Made
Cody
it over.
Riggs. And then now, you know something I'm really wondering? I know Cody has integrity. I wouldn't put it past Cody trying to push John because of earlier incidents.
Our very first caution was our 2 front runners.
Jermaine Gibbs, or let me correct this. He told me Jeremy Gibbs.
There you go.
He's got some back end damage, but he's in the possibility he can win it.
Oh, absolutely. I would say there's not a car that's still on the lead lap that doesn't have a chance right now. You never know what's going to happen. Looks like we got 11 cars on the lead lap. Any one of these 11 cars could win it.
I think we only got 11 cars left. 2 of them may be pieced together with other cars. Jacob Denson up there in 4th. Jim Mott up 21 spots, sitting in P5. Well, Match of Evil, those cameras are brought from Whiplash Sim Cams.
Well, we still got a lap here. What do you say we drag Gary up? Satisfy our viewers.
Satisfy the thirst that everybody has out there. Gary, Tony, and Jeremy up here. Have you landed back down to Earth yet?
No, not yet. We probably will here in about 40 minutes.
Greg Rogers was flying over. He said he thought he saw you out the window of his airplane.
Yeah, it was. G-forces were pretty big there.
I imagine so.
I think we hit like 6 Gs or something. Something crazy like that.
I thought we were playing Star Fox. I mean, you were doing barrel rolls. Brady was doing some sort of maneuver that you see out of jets. I thought we were back in my high school days playing Star Fox on Nintendo 64. Well, man, you led most of the race until you didn't. What happened there?
Just a bad push from Colt to Alex. He was trying to push Alex to he was pushing the pusher pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing to do at super speedways.
Yeah, and you on the bottom line just kind of got the bad end of it.
Yep. But it is what it is. We had fun while it lasted. Got a lot of bonus points, so that'll definitely help.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That will. At least you got something out of the race.
Yep, that's all you can do. Just on to Vegas.
Yep. Well, we had a lot of people in chat wanting us to do an interview with you, so we figured we'd bring you up.
I appreciate it.
All right, man. Well, we'll see how the rest of this race ends. Hopefully, looks like you still got a teammate or two in here.
Yep, a couple of them are still out there.
Yeah, looks like the 9's still out there. He's your teammate, isn't he?
Yeah, and the 37 as well.
All right, well, we'll see what happens with your teammates here. We're about to go green.
You know what? He is such a good sport. I can't say that, I wouldn't be kind of a little salty.
Yeah, Gary's been doing this long enough. I mean, super speedway racing, so unpredictable. You can make all the right moves and get taken out by somebody else. So it's just kind of how it goes sometimes.
Cody's looking to go on the outside.
Yeah, he's looking, kind of left John hanging. Jim Mott's coming. Oh, Jim Mott's going high.
Jim Mott's looking for the win. He's got
Jim
Jermaine
Mott's
Gibbs
gonna
behind
run.
him.
What's going to happen here? Jim Mott to the point. Oh, wrecking in the back. Pete Van Sprundle. Man, we're going to use up all them green-white checkers tonight. Well, we're going to try this one more time.
Jim Mott hadn't won nothing, but yeah, that was a hell of a move there. And he's got the cleanest car. He's going to have to fight it with Riggs.
He just got such a run and just took it. So it'll be, we'll see what happens, man. We still got one more restart to go.
Yeah, chat's all over the place right now, Tony. I mean, this is it.
Yeah,
No more.
This is gonna be next flag ends it. If it's the caution, it's over. If it's the checkered flag, it's over.
Somebody is fixing to win this race.
Got 10 on the lead lap. Any 10 of them.
We've got to find a. I'm going to ride with this view right here to see how this is going to play out for us. That blimp view right there is going to be the one I think we're going to have the best with.
I hope they at least get to the white flag, because typically if they get to the white, iRacing will let them finish out the race.
But Riggs, playoff driver, looking for a win. Neidig, what's left of his car, looking for a win. Jim Mott, out of nowhere, looking for his first win.
Yeah. I
Jeremy Gibbs. I mean, the list goes on and on.
I don't even know what to say here. We got so many cars that have damage. I mean, how's this restart even going to play out? I mean, I think the two cleanest cars are going to be at the front, but who's going to have the help?
I don't know. I mean, but you do have Denson back there. His front of his car is pretty clean, and you've got Rafferty behind Denson.
Yeah.
So, and
What
you've
is,
also got Colt Curry. He's just lingering back there, just waiting.
well, we're going to find out how it's going to end.
All good things must come to one, and this is where it is. This is where teammates goes out the window, all regards out the window. Floor it, drive it,
Deckers or wreckers?
and if you wreck, you wreck. Just try to be in the win and when you wreck, or when there is a wreck. And you know what would really just upset chat right now if we was just take a commercial break.
Yeah, I think that would be bad.
So I think it's going to really come down all aside. I mean, you got Mott, no damage. Jeremy Gibbs, no damage in the front. And you got Riggs and Neidig behind them. Both have damage. I'm going to give the heads up to. I think Jim Mott's got the better group behind him. I mean, he's got Riggs, Denson, Rafferty, Curry. That's a stout team right there.
I think the downfall right now is definitely the outside lane with John Neidig missing that whole front end. Now, if he can stay tucked up to that too, as long as he's not down on RPMs, it might work out. But I think the inside lane's got the cleaner cars. If they can stay together, that's where it should be. But we're about to find out.
Jim Mott is bringing him around for the last time. Here we go.
Three wide.
Gibbs is coming to put some pressure, but he's up there by himself. You got Riggs on the inside. Riggs is going to be pushing. It looks like he's going to be pushing Mott.
It's the advantage to Mott that Bobby Rafferty's coming with a head of steam to Cody Riggs' bumper. We'll see what Bobby does here.
Jacob Denson's putting it right there to the back of Jeremy Gibbs. That back end's loose. Oh, it's gone. Mott's loose. It looks like right now our standings unofficial. It's going to be Riggs, Denson, and Rafferty.
It is. I believe you are right. We'll see as they cross the line what the update is here. But I'm pretty confident that Riggs will get that one.
So if we can run it back to when that caution came out. I don't think Jim got it.
No,
He may have been sitting sideways in P2 when that caution did come out.
it'll go off of the next scoring loop, which would be the start-finish. So it looks like it's going to be Riggs, Denson, Rafferty. Top three. John Neidig coming in fourth and Eric Warman in fifth.
Denson gave a push to Jeremy Gibbs, and that started that whole shebang. Right there, I do believe. I'm looking for some lights. We. Yep, I think it's gonna go with Stan. Riggs, Denson, Rafferty. iRacing saying that is the official top three.
Wow. What a race. That was insane.
Y'all are gonna have to be doing some real searching
Yeah,
on that one.
admins are gonna have some stuff to review here, but I'm gonna double check something real quick, but I'm pretty confident that that's correct.
Right now, your unofficial results: Talladega, Cody Riggs, Jacob Denson, Bobby Rafferty. And this is Riggs' first win of the season, also.
It sure is. Oh yeah, I can see it right there. Confirmed. Cody Riggs is the winner. Looking, if you go to a far chase view from Cody Riggs, you can kind of see when that caution light comes on.
Fortunately, I don't have the far chase view, but
I'm going frame by frame right there. It is Cody Riggs, Jacob Denson, Bobby Rafferty, John Nidick, and Jim Mott will get fifth. Eric Warman in sixth. Jeremy Gibbs in seventh. William Reagan.
yep, SDK is scoring it.
Not William Reagan. He's laps down.
1 hour and 21. Yellow flag comes out.
Jordan Miles, Mike Hornbeck, Colt Curry.
Cody Riggs passed Jim Mott for P1. Denson passed Mott for P2. Rafferty passed Mott for P3. Warren passed Gibbs for P6. Nidick passed Mott for P4. After caution, Warren passed Mott for P5.
Yeah, we'll have to decipher off down some of these, but most of them pretty straightforward. I got it frame by frame, and it's got Cody Riggs, Jacob Denson, Bobby Rafferty, John Nidick, Jim Mott for fifth, Eric Warman sixth, Jeremy Gibbs seventh, Jordan Miles eighth, Mike Hornbeck ninth, Colt Curry 10th.
Jim
That's
Mott.
your top 10.
Jim Mott. Nothing to be ashamed of taking that top 5. I'm sure he'd really love to have had that win, but
Yeah, the admins will have to go through and manually do some of these points. It's going to be a nightmare, but we'll get it done. Pretty straightforward here. Only 9 cars on the lead lap. No, it'll be a little more than that, but yeah. That's your finishing order with your top 10.
all right, we're gonna get Bobby Rafferty up here. I know he had him a pretty up and down race. Driving it with one arm, and luckily he didn't get the other ones broke after a few of those wrecks he's been in. But Bobby, man, you pulled up a P3.
Yeah, it was interesting. Before we say anything, congrats to Cody Riggs. Said it a few weeks ago when we were at Laguna Seca. He was going to get a win. He was going to get a win soon. I am so proud of him. He drove an awesome race.
definitely locked in that automatic advancement to the next round of the playoffs. I'm sure that's a sigh of relief for him.
Absolutely. Now the rest of us got to fight it out at Vegas, but you know, I hate it for Alex and I hate it for Zach. They both just got destroyed in Rex, and hopefully they'll have decent nights at Vegas and they'll be able to transfer. But it's a tight field, man. It really is.
Yeah, I don't think that there was a whole lot of like the top end of the playoff points. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of change there. Bottom one's definitely going to get shook up here. So this will be we'll have to see how all this plays out once the points get done.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I knew it. I knew how rough this race was going to be. That's why we kind of hung in the back. I don't know what happened there with about 10 to go. It looked like Alex got turned down and then he hit somebody and they came up and hit me. Luckily, I was able to keep it out of the fence for the most part, and kind of save the car. So from being involved in two wrecks, because I got involved in the one where Zach went into orbit as well. Somebody landed on my hood. That was a minute and 20 optional repair. To come back for a third, I'm pretty ecstatic.
Yeah, that should be. I mean, you know how Talladega is, or any super speedway. It's hit and miss. Come out of here with a solid finish, kind of secure that position and points. I assume. Um, yeah, overall a good night for you.
No, absolutely. Now we just move on to Vegas. I've been quick there in the past, just haven't had the luck. So, hopefully I can get the monkey off of my back at that place and come away with a win. Really looking to see Jacob's going to be very strong there as well as Alex. I know Zach will be good, so there's going to be some pretty tight competition. So we'll see how it all plays out.
Yeah, man. Well, you know the routine. Floor is yours for shout outs.
Get that
No,
notepad.
of course. of course. First off, I got to thank Relentless Racing League as always and Southern Broadcast Racing Network. You guys for putting this on. Also, big shout out first off to our primary for tonight on my car and on Zach's car, Design the Void. Jesse Isidore, Josh Johnson, all the guys over there at that band. If you guys haven't checked them out, go ahead, check them out. They have some really, really heavy music and then some stuff that's not so heavy that, kind of will go for everybody if you're into rock music. Then obviously got to thank my team and all of our partners, Exiled Esports, Ancient World Gaming, Premier Racing Setups, Next Level Racing, Sordog, Simrat Market, FGR Excel, Design the Void, Advanced GG, Cutscene, everybody that helps us put this deal together. Couldn't do it without you guys, and hopefully just keep the momentum going through the playoffs and see if I can go 2 for 2 in championships. But we'll see how it all plays out. I think there's going to be a lot of luck involved.
Yeah, well, I think you got the one wild card track out of the way, so it should be pretty smooth sailing the rest of the way.
You say that, but I've never turned a lap at Auto Club on our finale, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, yeah. All right, man. Well, you have a good night, and we'll catch you next week.
You as well, guys. Have a good night.
Man, and Tony, I could not. After the wreck Bobby was in at the beginning, him and Jacob both, I seriously would not have expected seeing them 2 and 3 and Nidek with no hood
Right.
finishing out fourth. But he was caught up in some wrecks at the very beginning of it, and somehow managed to pull it back. He didn't have none of his teammates with him tonight, but Jacob, you scrounged out a P2 here at Talladega. You survived somehow.
I survived. I'll tell you, I don't know how I did it. And I just heard you say I didn't have any teammates, but that's actually not true. I had my one lone teammate, Mr. Jeremy Gibbs, and we had such a run. And I don't know what happened. I had a run on him on the backstretch to give him a good push, and I felt like as soon as I touched him, his car shot to the left and ended up taking him out. And I feel so bad about it. I honestly, I'd rather. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say at this point.
Well, yeah, that could have been part of the damage that he had on that back end. Kind of probably upset the car a little bit. But hey,
Yeah,
super
just
speedway racing, man.
just didn't match up good. And I felt so bad for him because he had such a good run going. I wanted to really try to push him as much as I could because my car was a little bit damaged too. I didn't really have the speed at the end that I thought I could have. But yeah, I'll take a second, but really kind of heartbroken there.
Well, to put a lot of people at ease, there was a lot of net code me and Tony saw too throughout this whole race. So I'm going to say a majority lean towards net code on a lot of these incidents we had tonight.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say the same thing.
But man, you ain't really got to fight to get into the next round, but you got to keep your nose clean at Vegas, man.
Yeah, Vegas is one of my favorite tracks. I've run good there in the past. I've actually won some races there. Looking forward. I love the mile and a halves like that. They're really fun to me. A little bit of tire strategy goes on there, and it's just one of those tracks you got to be smooth at. But I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I'll take a second place.
Man, those shout outs are yours. You earned them.
I definitely want to shout out B&H Racing, Little Miami, especially on the hood of the car. Um, Ray's Imports, want to give them a shout out tonight. It's one that I haven't shouted out all year. Definitely want to recognize those guys. But yeah, appreciate you guys putting this thing on.
All right, man. We're gonna shoot you back down there and let you and Jeremy figure out a plan for next week. And like you said, I was pulling for him. I mean, I'd love to see somebody not in the playoffs take that win. It just really
Oh
shipped
yeah,
everything up. But along with him and Mott was both on receiving ends of unfortunate events, in which we've seen it all season long. And just pack it up and we're gonna try it again at Vegas.
yep, yes sir. Looking forward to it.
Well, Tony, he's been after it all season long and done it tonight with Jabbit PC on the car. I think they may have put a little something extra in that PC, so
Maybe.
they may have to check Jabbit PC out because he may have that computer post inspected. But Cody, you somehow managed to survive chaos, mayhem, wrecks,
Ugh,
and you found your way to your win, locking yourself into the next round of playoffs. Is that monkey off your
absolutely.
back?
You can race a whole lot differently moving forward with a win like tonight. I do have to say before I go much further, John Neidick, I'm so sorry. That whole first caution, honest to God, I thought we were just riding along, and it looked to me like there was some net code involved because he just kind of turned off my front bumper. But um, I'll go talk to him after post race PC inspection and talk to him. But no, this was a way to start the playoffs. It was ugly at times, but I don't know how it looked from your guys' view.
Oh, I
Yeah,
think Tony's
it
got
it,
the word for that one.
it was definitely pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of net code tonight. Not like
Hmm.
major net code, but just like real light net code, like as far as like the gap in between cars. But
Sure.
hey, man, got the win, got the
Yes, sir.
momentum going into the playoffs. Can't feel much better than that.
Yeah. Never expected it to come at Talladega. I don't think I've ever won a race here that meant anything, but that's a good way to start the playoffs.
I think that's about the
That's
only way you can start the playoffs.
it's probably the only way for me because I was telling the other guys there. I have terrible luck at Vegas. It's probably a reason I've never visited there. But yeah, we're gonna practice up for that one. But and I was talking to Bobby there. It's kind of interesting how I pushed him to a win at in the money race we had here a few weeks ago, and he was able to return the favor. So big thanks to Bobby and those guys at Exile.
Well, going into Vegas next week, is your mentality completely different?
Um, man, I've tried having the same mentality through this whole entire season, just trying to be patient. let the race kind of come to me and really learn this car. So I think I'm just going to stick with the same mentality. Maybe use a little more brake when I have to, and be a little more patient because I don't have to be winning races. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I'm pretty
Well,
I'm pretty sure you
ye-
got those shout outs, don't you, Tony?
oh yeah.
No, we gotta thank Jabba PC. Two Relentless Racing League wins, and they were on the car and truck each time. Thank them. They're out here in Salina, Kansas. Definitely check them out. They've got a huge line of PCs, highly capable of running iRacing and more. Check them out. Also, big thanks to all my partners, Long MacArthur Ford in Salina, Legion's Flag Supply out of South Carolina, Sign Pro, KWU Esports, and my newest one, W Energy. Happy to have them on board for the playoffs, and man, what a way to start, right, guys?
Oh yeah, definitely a wild race. Definitely spicy. But you got the checkered flag. You advanced to the next round of the playoffs. Think you got the first series win for Shake and Bake Racing this season.
I think you might be onto something there. I think you're right,
I
Joe and
think
I.
you
We've
did.
kind of struggled here and there, so yeah, you can just send my trophy in the mail, no big deal.
Well, definitely represented tonight. So congratulations on that W, and we'll see what you can do next week.
All right, thank you, fellas. Appreciate all you guys do at Southern Broadcast Racing Network and Relentless Racing League. This none of this happens without you guys spearheading this whole operation, and we definitely couldn't do it without you. Thank you both.
Yeah, man, we appreciate
Obliged.
that.
Well, Tony, whew, man, I knew it was going to be wild, but my expectations were so much lower than what actually happened tonight.
Absolutely, man. That was a wild ride. Definitely spicy. Um, definitely entertaining. I would say they put on a show tonight. Um, man, bunch of damage cars coming in the top three.
I think, and a heartbreak for Martin Gibbs both. I mean, they both had it, and unfortunate events just took them. But you know what? I'm pretty sure Gary's looking at him from above.
Right?
Well, next week at Vegas, man, I'm gonna tell you what. I don't think we can top this race tonight. There's
It's
no way to do it.
it's gonna be tough to top that.
Jaden Medic's kind of, well, he may need a medic. The whole team may need a medic.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely gonna be some people upset with this race. There's definitely some very happy people with this race. Hey, that's super speedway racing.
It's about like short track racing. Anything's happen.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
there he is. Our condolences to you. But man, I'm a major shout out all season. You know, we've still got whew, playoffs are starting up in every series this week, so it's going to be wild all week long.
Yeah, Cup starts off on Wednesday night at Talladega. The Gen 4 and truck still have a couple more races before they start up. They do a different playoff format, but definitely gonna be interesting in the league. It's gonna be a lot of hurt feelings, a lot of people really happy. Man, we'll see how it goes.
I'm looking right now through Discord, and it's usually active, and I'm seeing nothing tonight. So, I guess on behalf of that, normally we just close it out, but I'm going to send some love over to Isaac. He took a this is kind of off topic too. He took a win with the SBRN truck in the league on Friday night, so we're going to raid over there with him as he's got the NTRL ARCA cars, and they are winding it down. I don't think they can beat this race tonight, but we'll take a chance and see. So on behalf of myself, Tony, SBRN, Relentless Racing League, congratulations, Cody Riggs, Denson, and Rafferty. You're 1, 2, 3. Tony?
Man, I don't know if I should say this, but let's keep it spicy.
Y'all have a good one, and we will see y'all tomorrow night for the trucks at. I ain't even looked at the schedule, but the trucks are racing tomorrow night.